YouTube, what is going on? Chris with Journals Comics here again with the second video today. I woke up this morning, came on YouTube and ranted. I apologize, but I feel like I had a valid reason there for my last video for those that had watched that. But today, I just got home from school and I got a couple packages in the mail and I got them right here. So I'm obviously showing off what I got, a couple of cool books. But I also wanted to talk about a couple of things. One, buying and selling on eBay and the risks we take, but also the risks we take by having books delivered by mail. I'm a little frustrated here because I got two packages today. And I'm going to go over my issues, and I'm going to explain maybe some ways around this or how we can avoid this in the future, stuff like this. So let's go with the first book. So this individual, this was a book, again, I bought off of eBay. Now, this is how this individual packaged it. It is one of these yellow envelopes where it's literally an envelope. There's no bubble wrap. There's no protection at all. It's just a thin... you don't call this manila, do you? Whatever. Thin yellow envelope. Okay, here we go. Now, they did have some bubble wrap, the regular size bubble wrap wrapped around the book, but there was one piece of cardboard, and the book came in a board in a bag. This is not protected, guys. This is not protected at all. So, and I'm going to show you. First off, I'm not even going to show the front, but, because of personal information, but there's nowhere on here does the eBay seller write "do not bend." Nowhere. So what happened? Now you could see, I do this without showing personal information. See in the middle there, how it's bent? That bend came from because the, post office, postal woman folded it into my mailbox. I have a mailbox that's like on the house and it opens from the top, and it's about, I mean, you can fit a comic book in there, so it's about that wide. So obviously in the packaging and everything, they bent it to fit it into the mailbox. Now you can see the board here. The board has this bend in it right here. Now, obviously, once I took it out, but it was like this. And you could see that crease there. But also, and I'm assuming this happened somewhere along the transportation, transporting it from its beginning place to its destination. There's this. See how that's bent like that? Right there. Now, the book, thankfully, I mean... if you look at the book, you can see how it's bent? You can slightly see that it's kind of like this right here. I'm going to assume that is from the postal individual worker, bending it to get it into the mailbox. So what I have here, though, is Amazing Spider-Man 68. And it's a really, really good copy. Really nice copy. Probably maybe a fine. I could clean it up there. There's a little bit of dinge on the white, but overall, a little here. Obviously, spine ticks. Little wear on the corners, but it's a 12 center for a Silver Age 12-cent book. It's in really nice condition. If you guys can see that there, but it concerns me. I don't think that, thankfully, the issues of the bends and how it was packaged and handled, I don't know if it really affected it. Now the bend, I think, affected more of the backing board than the book. I'm gonna put this in the press just to give it a press and flatten it out. But let's open this up here. Thankfully, I mean, now this had a big freaking red circle, like a big no-no marked all over it. And I am very thankful that it didn't get more damaged than I'm seeing here. Now, what is interesting is that I don't know. This might be like a 5.0 actually. Now there is this little thing at the corner. I don't know. I doubt that that happened from handling. I'm sure that was like that, but yeah. Anyways, it's going to go on a press. Yeah. Okay, let's look at the second one, guys. Now, similar thing here. This individual only used the thin yellow envelope. One good thing that this individual did, though, that the other one didn't, was write, "Please do not bend." Right there. And funny thing, maybe the postal worker saw this, but this was laying flat on my porch. They didn't try to, shove this into the mailbox. So maybe if this one did have some kind of do not bend on it, they wouldn't have tried shoving that in there. Now, this book came in this unprotected envelope and was like this. All it has is one little board and one little board. Okay? And then the book with the board. Now look at this. Look at this. Look at that. You can't see me laying it down flat here, but I mean, you can obviously see how this was bent. This kind of upsets me because, well, let's take it out. Well, first, let me show you guys. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 105. Another decent copy. It's probably a very good. It's got a decent little off-centered spine roll here, if you can see that. But again, for a white cover, it's decently white. And no real like tears or anything going on. Yeah, let's take it out of the package, out of the bag here, and see. Okay, these are obviously both of these books. These bags and boards are super old. I'm gonna have to rip this board up, take the tape off, so I don't like get it stuck to the book trying to pull it out. Yeah, these bags and boards are just old and nasty, but I'm not complaining about that necessarily. I'm just stating the fact. It's kind of hard to get this one out of here. I had to actually rip it. Okay, let's see what this looks like, because, obviously the board itself is bent. All right, let's see. Well, see, once I take it out of the board, let me lay it on. See, this board is pretty flat. Let me lay it on this. Okay. I mean, it lays pretty flat. So again, I would probably say, thank goodness that the bend didn't really affect the book. I see a little kind of a crease in where the spine is, but that could have been there because there's a couple little spine ticks like that along the spine. But yeah, this is definitely going to get a press. I'm going to try to work out that spine roll there. But I mean, yeah, it's still really, I mean, the colors are popping, and once I put this in the Mylar, it's going to look nice. Whew, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Okay, I don't think that these issues really damage the books. Now, okay, so here's what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to handle the situation. Okay. There are issues here that I'm going to hold the sellers accountable for, and of course the postal carrier. And I've dealt with them before. I am definitely, funny thing, and I wish I could show you guys the picture. I actually have on my mailbox, I took a big piece of paper, the size of the whole mailbox, and wrote in Sharpie, "Please do not bend books that say do not bend." Hence why the one that actually said do not bend was probably on the floor. So I'm not too upset at the carrier, the mail carrier, for bending the one. I have that on the mailbox, but I'm assuming if I was a mail carrier and I saw a yellow packaged thing that was like, wasn't super flimsy, I would have put that on the porch too and wouldn't have bent it. So we have high turnover for carriers, mail carriers here. So I'm probably just going to call the post office, and I'm not going to rant and rave or be an a-hole, but I'm going to call them, let them know, hey, I had a vanilla envelope package that had some books in it that was like bent to force to fit into the mailbox. Can you just please let your guy know, or your girl know, your Miss or Mr. whoever it may be, just to be careful of that. Usually, once I tell them that, they're pretty good. They're good at communicating. So I'm going to assume that it might be a new carrier. So I'm not too angry there. But the huge issue is the responsibility of the eBay seller. Now, again, I'm going to contact these people. I'm never going to be like an a-hole, but if the books were actually damaged, if I can actually see viable damage from the packaging being damaged, I'm going to speak up for myself and I'm say, look, this book was damaged and we need to work out some sort of compensation because this is not what I paid for. I wouldn't, like I said, be an a-hole about or anything. You approach them respectfully, but being that there was no real damage that I can see to the actual books, I'm still going to email them and I'm going to say, hey guys, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, this is what happened. I took pictures. I'm going to send them the pictures. I would recommend moving forward that you guys think of a better way of packaging your books. Do some research online. Double board them with cardboard cutouts. Use better padded envelope, things like that, just so they are informed. So maybe, who knows? Maybe these are people that don't deal with comic books. They deal with all kinds of stuff. Maybe they just have their hands on some comic books. Who knows? Maybe they're just lazy eBay sellers. Who knows? But if they don't change and don't learn, it's going to come back to them and they're going to get bad ratings and maybe get some refunds processed by eBay. Who knows? But that's going to be my process about it. And for those eBay sellers out there, it's really not worth it. Have a formula. These aren't cheap, these aren't like dollar books and I'm paying a couple $. Shipping. These books have value. I'm paying a decent value for them. You need to ship them appropriately. And as a buyer, we need to hold ourselves accountable to communicate with sellers. Now, one thing that I'm trying to do, and I've been forgetting, because I don't buy on eBay a lot, but, I do here and there. And when I do, once I win, like right when if it's a buy it now, or if I win a bid, I should email them right away and say, hey, I just want to make sure that you guys are packaging this book appropriately before you send it out so it does not get affected. I had a key Silver Age book come where like it was out of, they had it packaged behind two boards and it was sticking out and the package was completely damaged and it crinkled the bottom of the book. So I told the seller, they gave me a partial discount because of the lowering of the grade and we worked it out and I appreciated that. So yeah, guys, that's my 2 cents. We have to be proactive on our end as buyers, but as sellers, come on, we know that these are packages that are being handled carelessly. You drop it off at the post office, they're throwing them in that big bin that sits behind them. Boom, they don't really care. And like I said, I'm not going to hold too much fault on the mail carriers. They're handling hundreds and thousands of parcels and packages and envelopes a day. So, yeah. So that's it, guys. I wanted to kind of show out these 2 books because they are really cool books. For those of you who've been watching, you can see that I've been working on my Spider-Man. Now, when I did my first, want list for 2019 video, I didn't really talk too much about Spider-Man besides a couple of keys that I had on my key list. But you know what? Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, and why not? So 2 new books to my collection. We had some scares there, but luckily no damage. And I'm going to throw these in the press and then put them in some Mylars and add them to the collection. So I'm happy. I am happy. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching again. Please leave some comments and some feedback. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. And until next time.